Hi, I'm Arya and welcome to my channel. I know it's been a very long time since I've uploaded something. It's been a roller coaster ride for us. We have shifted to a new flat and traveled to India for a short vacation. Also lost two of our dear friends in the span of 1 month, which was devastating. Through all these ups and downs, life must still go on. And as we enter a new year, we prayed it would be a good one for everyone. This video includes glimpses of how we celebrated our 10th anniversary, and for New Year's Eve we went to a desert camp to spend the night there. We had a great time with our friends and I wanted to share it with you. So come along as I share these lovely moments. We went to Sharjah Cornish for a walk and the boys wanted donuts.
Santa.
Chocolate donuts.
The decision making was the toughest part. Too many options were making them confused. Finally, we settled down for these Christmas themed ones. And it's always a joy to see those happy faces. After walking around a bit, we went back home. And on the way back, we saw this car. The next day was our 10th anniversary, and early morning we are going to the temple. We specifically decided to come here because after a few days the Shiva temple was closing down. They were shifting it to the new temple area in Jabal Ali. This news was heartbreaking for me as I grew up going here, and for every special occasion I used to come here to pray for most of the major events that had happened in my life. In fact, on our first date, we came to this temple. Please don't judge. The vibe around this temple itself was very special. I love the sight, the smell and the sounds of this place. Don't know how this place will look like after it's shifted. We always buy these from this shop. Now after our prayers, we went to the backside where we can see the creek. We could see the hustle and bustle of the city from here. In fact, there were a lot more people than I had expected. As an anniversary gift, my husband decided to take us on a ride on the boat. It was around 70 dirhams to and fro. Me and my kids were super excited by this unexpected gift. As the ride started, I was getting a bit scared as we passed other boats, as when they pass, the waves will push our boat and it used to sway. But all the three boys were enjoying the ride, scenes and the cool breeze. Both the boys had innumerable number of questions and also facts that they wanted to share. There was something so remarkable and nostalgic about riding through the creek. Can you see a building with a crown on top? My dad's office used to be there when I was young. The boys were able to spot the Abras and where they get parked, as it is one of the cheapest modes of transport before and also even now. We used to walk along the creek or go for Abra rides when I was young, and I remember my parents used to hold our tiny hands as we don't go exploring the water too much while having our Abra ride. We were able to spot a lot of different types of boats, barges, and ships on our way, and the one passing by is from the fire department. There, can you see a ship? That's the Queen Elizabeth II. It has been docked there since 2018 and it's a floating hotel now. Now our boat has taken an about turn and we are heading back to where we started. I liked how these two Abras were crossing each other's path, but I couldn't take it on time. These are the relatively new areas in Al Seef which have buildings that are made in their old historical architecture. This is a do, which is a traditional Arabic boat which was used to travel to different countries for trade. This is the parking area for the new modernized Abras that are air conditioned. While passing through this area, I asked my husband if he remembers walking here. The day after our engagement, we went on our first date as the next day I was traveling for my studies and we decided to go to the temple first as we were going to begin a new journey together. But as parking was a very big problem there, I made him park somewhere way behind and we had to walk for around half an hour to reach the temple. As he didn't want to say no to my request, he parked it there but didn't realize he had to walk so much. Thereafter, he never made that mistake of listening to me and parking far away. Our ride had come to an end and there was nothing more joyous than spending some quality time with my family. Now we are heading back home to enjoy the wonderful breakfast that we got from the temple, which is something that I'll miss as mostly it's bread, puri or chapati with chana or green gram curry and sweets as prasad from the Krishna temple. The food also has a unique taste which I don't think you can create at home. My husband always says that I'm going to the temple to eat rather than to pray. That is the Dubai hospital where my youngest sister was born. At evening we went out as it had been a while since we took the kids out to play. We didn't mention this to them as they'll start reciting "Have we reached there yet?" till we reach there. This place called Detention is in Ajman and there was no entrance fee, but we had to take a card and use it to swipe up for the games that we wanted to play. I didn't find much difference in the rates with the ones that were used in the malls. Nevertheless, kids had a great time running, jumping and riding. Those happy faces when the ride has begun. But unfortunately, Kutu couldn't drive the car properly and he kept hitting onto the walls and the gates there. So I also squished in with them and enjoyed the ride. This was another ride, but as the ride got faster, Kunyu got scared and wanted to get down. So we asked them to stop the ride and midway got out. There were some nice spots where we could click a few pictures. Kids kept asking if they could play in the fountain and we had to keep an eye on them after that. Kutu was having a blast playing in all of these. While Kunyu grew tired and didn't want to play anymore. We had a feeling that Kunyu might doze off soon as it was getting late, so we decided to go and have dinner, and with all that jumping around, Kutu was also famished. We went to Al Nawab restaurant in Sharjah, and this was the building where our engagement happened 10 years ago. Then it had another restaurant there, so celebrating it here just felt right. And when we were here, another marriage function was also happening here. We ordered pasta for Kutu and kebabs and curries for us. The Pakistani food was a delight to our taste buds. Now it's New Year's Eve and we are heading somewhere into the desert. Transportation was provided by the desert camp, and on our way, the lights that you see are groups of people barbecuing and enjoying the eve with their loved ones. The camp that we went to was the Royal Adventures. On one side of the camp, we found the sleeping tents that were set up for us. This camp was specially set up for us as per our request, so that's why dinner was not provided and we had to cook our food, which the men were very happy to do. So we decided to entertain the kids with some fun activities and games. Kunyu was enjoying all the singing and dancing. Kutu, on the other hand, was feeling bored and sleepy as it was already past their bedtime. And dinner was also late as daddies were taking a lot of time to grill the meat. Once it was 12, we all climbed up a huge dune, and from there we could see the fireworks that was happening all over Dubai at different locations. After the fireworks, we fed the kids and played for some more time and distributed gifts. By this time, the kids were so sleepy that I had to take them to our tent, where they had a good night's sleep. It was their first time sleeping in a tent and they loved it. Meanwhile, the others were busy making this reel. I woke up to a beautiful morning and the kids were fast asleep. That's the first sunrise of this year and it was magnificent. Yesterday we didn't realize there was a farm next to our camp. Sunrises are always so calming to watch, and I felt blessed to enjoy a peaceful morning that awakened a new day of this new year. That's the entrance to our camp. Yesterday we didn't see any of these in the dark. There was a small well and lots of birds which actually brightened up our morning by listening to their chirping sounds. Everybody was sleeping, including the staff of the camp. So we decided to explore the place so we could see what the camp looked like. Apart from us, another family was also there from London, and they didn't realize that they could rent the camp with tents. Poor people, they booked up the rooms that were available there for a very high price as it was New Year. This is where we sat yesterday and played with the kids for some time. After After a while, the kids woke up. Meanwhile, the breakfast was also served. Breakfast wasn't much, and we were not very pleased with what they served us. It was just cheese, salads, fatel, some bread, jam, boiled eggs, and sausages. Most of the things were cold, only the sausages and eggs were a bit warm, so you can't say we had a hearty breakfast. But the kids were happy as they got sausages as breakfast. After breakfast, while we were roaming around, we saw a man place his falcon on the ground. Later on, he then came towards us and said that we can take pictures with the bird for around 10 or 20 dirhams, I think. As it was New Year and we were his first customers, we didn't want to disappoint him. So some of us took pictures with the bird, and Kutu also wanted to hold it. And you can see the happiness on his face. After that, we were all simply sitting around and chit-chatting. Kids then went towards the dunes and played there for some time and went exploring to see the nearby places. They said they saw small baby watermelons that were planted there and wanted to show me. I don't think those were watermelons, but they did look like baby watermelons. Can't blame the kids. Each landscape is different and special, and the deserts do have a beauty in them. It was almost time for us to leave, and we were packing things up. The other family from London had left, so we were able to see how the rooms in this camp look like. As a room in a desert safari camp, this room was very spacious with very good furniture. At last, it was time for us to leave. We are going back in the car that brought us to the camp. While going back, they didn't do any dune bashing. But yesterday, while coming here, they did it and it was fun. But couldn't record anything as it was too dark. On our way back, we saw this. So that's it for now. Please subscribe and see you soon.